These are the most embarrassing ways people have died from a woman eating tapeworm, which is a parasite that will eat our insides just because she wanted to be skinny, to a guy getting killed by a chicken. A chicken! By the way, these embarrassing deaths will only get goofier throughout the video.
These are some of the most embarrassing deaths ever.
Let's get it.
So Kirstie Alley's mother died on her way to a Halloween party wearing blackface while her father was dressed as a KKK member.
Alright, you deserve to die, bro. What are we doing here, bro? Why are we being racist here,
An
bro?
82-year-old man in India was killed from a flying cow after it was struck by a train and flew 30 meters across the wayside, killing him on impact.
Cartoon death, bro. What you mean a cow that's flying like 30 meters into him, bro? Whoa, hold on. Let's read this.
An 82-year-old man in India was killed from a flying cow after it was struck by a train and flew 30 meters across the wayside,
30
killing
meters,
him
bro.
on impact. Troy Leon
What the
escaped
hell?
death row in 1980, celebrating the feat with other escaped inmates at a bar, only to die in a bar fight just hours later.
Bro, what are we doing, bro?
Heinz Steininger had a 4.5-foot beard and ended up tripping on it down a flight of stairs to his demise. Serial killer Bruce Lindell accidentally stabbed himself in the leg while stabbing his victim, and he ended up dying at the scene for when police arrived.
There's no way this guy, like Sambucha is saying it really fast, but bro, we really have to process that. Bro was trying to murder someone, but he stabbed himself. What are we doing now?
Emma Black died after recreating this scene from the Titanic while on a cruise ship and then ended up falling overboard, only to be found 8 months later.
Oh my gosh, bro. Dude, I'm not even joking. I think if you actually like go underneath the cruise ship, you're cooked. You're cooked because there's like freaking propellers, like dangerous propellers down there, bro. You're getting sliced up.
Jose Luis Ochoa died after being stabbed in the leg by his rooster in a cockfight. And finally, and similarly, Stingray Soren died after his rooster attacked and killed him as a revenge for putting him in a cockfight. Somehow that's actually real.
Yeah, now these are definitely the most embarrassing ways to die, bro. What do you mean you got killed by a cock? Literally, bro. You know how goofy that sounds, getting killed by a cock? How did you die? Racism on Halloween, bro. Titanic is still killing people, bro. That's what I'm saying, bro. How did you die? I watched the Titanic too much, bro.
Worst ways people have died. The last one is the worst. Jose Melena. During his night shift maintenance repair of an 11-meter-long oven at 5 a.m., he's...
Here we go, bro. Let me guess. He gets burnt alive. Oh my gosh, bro. Getting burnt alive is crazy, bro. Already getting a little burn. It's just so annoying. Because, bro, after you get burnt, bro, like, it just turns into, like, some big-ass blister, bro. And it just looks ugly and, like...
suddenly disappeared. They searched the facilities and parking lots, but it was futile. As Jose was working, his co-worker mistakenly thought he was on the toilet as they loaded up the oven with 12,000 pounds of tuna and turned it on.
Mistakenly. All right.
Temperatures reached 270 degrees, and Jose was boiled alive. Tito Morales. Morales was riding in the elevator when it suddenly became stuck. He tried escaping through the roof hatch and opening the exterior door.
No.
Then the elevator starts moving upwards. As he's afraid he will be crushed into the roof, he spots a still elevator next to his own and takes the jump.
No.
Unfortunately, Morales ends up between the shaft walls and the elevator. Joshua Maddox. His body remains was found in a chimney. Workers were demolishing the cabin when they found his body in the chimney. Attempting to enter the cabin via the chimney, his body had become stuck, and he starved to death in this very uncomfortable position.
Nah, I don't even think this is like I mean, it is technically an embarrassing way to like go out, but bro, do you know how? Oh my gosh, I'm not even joking. This is a medieval torture. What would they do is like they'll just dig a large hole, not even a tight ass hole, pretty deep, and where you barely get any light down there, and just throw you down there. Just throw you down there, bro. Oh, and bro was stuck in a similar situation, but he was positioned like this. Oh, hell no. Elevator starts moving. No one person jumps back inside the elevator. Tito Morales. Nah, I'm gonna do my own thing. That's like, buddy. I ain't lie, that's kind of natural selection.
These are 3 of the weirdest deaths in history. 1. In the 12th century, Henry VI of Germany convened a large meeting of nobles to settle a land dispute. Unfortunately, the wooden beam supporting the meeting room had rotted away, and it collapsed, dumping most of the assembly onto the floor below, which then also gave way, plunging the assembled nobles into an underground cesspit.
Bro, he just tossed them into like a graveyard, bro.
Total 60 people are said to have died, many of them drowning in human excrement.
Wait, what's excrement? Isn't that like either passed away humans or poop? Oh, hell no. Excrement is waste matter discharged from bowels and feces. Oh.
Horrible way to go, and they didn't even manage to settle that land dispute. Time 1184 AD. Cause of death, expiring in human waste.
That's the embarrassing way to go, bro.
2. Tiberius Claudius Drusus, son of Emperor Claudius, was in a good mood and so decided to chuck his pear up in the air and catch it in his mouth. All fun and games until the young man began choking on the pear and died. serves as a timely reminder to always know your limits when consuming fresh fruit whole.
Besides, like, obviously, like, strawberry, berries, and blueberries and all that, like, bite-sized stuff, who the hell would swallow a whole apple, bro? We got a brain for a reason, okay?
Time, 20 AD. Cause of death, fruity trick gone awry. 3. Martin of Aragon was suffering from indigestion when his favorite jester, Bora, entered the room. When asked where he had been, the jester replied, "Out of the next vineyard, where I saw a deer hanging by a tail from a tree, as if someone had so punished him for stealing figs." Now, this was top drawer stuff from Bora, prompting the king to die from laughing. Time, 1410 AD. Cause of death? I don't know, you had to be there, I guess.
Ain't no way, bro just died from laughter. Bro, I've seen a video where someone laughed to death because he saw a donkey. From this? Yo. That jester was too good at his job, bro. Bro literally made someone laugh to death, bro.
These are the most embarrassing ways people died.
No way, let's get
First,
it.
a man by the name of DeVito Mabuzo accidentally killed himself after masturbating 62 times in a row on Valentine's Day.
Let's get that right. So, bro really gooned himself to death, bro. And, you know, if for those that don't know what that is, bro, just stay innocent, bro, please. Like, bro really gooned 62 times in a day, bro. Dude, his sausage must have been, like, wrinkled. 62 times in a day. Oh my gosh.
And this ended up killing him. This has to be one of the most embarrassing ways to die, and I wonder how he was found. Next up is this soldier named Arthur Aston, and he was captured by enemy forces.
Okay.
They then took off his wooden prosthetic
Oh,
leg
come on.
and brutally beat him with it until he died.
Oh, okay, that's just bullying, bro. That's not even like killing, bro. That's just bullying, bro. Imagine like your own brother has to kill you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just bullying, bro. Or like a doctor cuts your own arm and then beats you with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro.
Finally, a man named Jimmy Ferrozzo was making love underneath the piano when it suddenly fell on him and crushed him to death. This has to be both embarrassing and just completely unlucky. But my question is, what is he doing it under there for?
That's what I'm saying, bro.
The most horrifying deaths faced by and the final.
What the Siri? Oh, my bad, bro.
Garcia, 43 years old,
Garcia,
was
43 years
crossing the
old.
Meridian Street Bridge in East Boston when suddenly the bridge operator lifted it as the two parts
Oh, I
of the
think I've
bridge
seen this
lifted.
before.
Aura Garcia grabbed hold of one of them. Later, the bridge operator heard Garcia's screams and quickly lowered the
bridge.
Garcia was crushed by the moving plates. Amber Bellows, 28 years old, and her husband made the daring decision to jump off Mount Kosava together. They climbed up the
Okay, I don't remember this.
7,276 feet peak together and got ready for their jump. Bellows jumped first, but at about 2,000 feet above the ground, her parachute malfunctioned. Her husband saw this and jumped after her, but there was nothing he could do. Finally, Jose Meleno.
That's unfortunate, bro. That's literally a worse skydiving nightmare, bro. I skydived before. I wouldn't do it again because I hate the fight or flight feeling, bro. It's just too much. I like fast roller coasters that go like, you know what I'm saying? But, dude, that drop feeling is a no-no.
These are the most embarrassing ways that people have died.
Let's get it.
So Adolf Frederick, the king of Sweden in the 1700s, killed himself from a single meal in which he overindulged on caviar, large amounts of seafood, and 14 servings of buns soaked in milk.
That's why, guys, gluttony is one of the 7 deadly sins for a reason, bro. Don't be obese and...
A Danish astronomer named Tycho Brahe died from his bladder bursting from holding in his pee for too long at a banquet after insisting that it was impolite to get up and pee. Clement Vallandigham, real name,
Dig him. Dig
was an
me.
American lawyer and congressman who shot himself while trying to prove to the judge that the gun worked, making his point by any means. A
Okay, I wouldn't go that far, bro.
lamplighter from New York died after making a custom alarm clock involving putting a very large stone attached to
Bro.
a wire. It worked a little too well, and he died from his own invention.
Buddy, alright, bro. Alright.
The owner of Segway died after riding a Segway off a cliff while inspecting his estate, which is ironic, but not as much as Philip Contos, who was attending a mandatory helmet law protest in New York when he suddenly slammed on his brakes and went flying, hitting his head and dying, with the medical examiners insisting that he would have survived if he had worn a helmet.
That's actually embarrassing, bro. Like, you're protesting without a helmet and shit.
And finally, Sir Francis Bacon wanted to study the effects of cold weather on meat, and so he stepped outside to put snow in the chicken, only to get caught up in the weather and ended up dying from pneumonia. Pretty cool, right?
More like pretty embarrassing. What the hell? Who's this? POV, it's 2050 and your AI trans femboy furry girlfriend flashes you on FaceTime and...
Ta-da! Oh my
Sorry,
god, don't, oh my god, don't cover your eyes. Do you really think I'd be sitting here with my tits out if I didn't want you to see them?
Bro, this is AI, bro. This is not me, yo. I don't know what. That's weird. Anyways, worst ways people have died. Let's see. Rajesh Maru. Guy sucked into MI. Wait, what? Oh, Zhang La Junghua. Fell between an escalator. What? How did she die on that one? Oh, poor soul. Sir, what do you do live for a living? I pour some type of liquids and stare to people's sister YouTube shorts. Like, bro, this guy literally just recorded this once, put this exact frame, always changes the title, and then replaces the clips, bro. This is an infinite content glitch, bro.
The worst ways to die in history. Episode 5. The tapeworm diet. To be beautiful in the Victorian era, you had to be very, very thin. This was naturally quite hard to achieve, but there was one diet that was all the rage. The tapeworm diet. The patient would willfully take the pill containing the egg of a tapeworm, which they then raise inside of their stomach for months until it grew to maturity, feeding on all of their calories and helping them to achieve that coveted 16-inch waist. That's to say if it didn't kill them first. Most tapeworms attach to the intestine, but larvae can also attach to the heart, eyes, lungs, or brain. They can grow up to 30 feet long, and excreting one is a horrific experience that can take days. And what happens if the worm doesn't come out the other end on its own? Well, doctors would go fishing inside the patient's digestive tract, inserting a metal cylinder stuffed with bait through the host's mouth down into their intestines. The procedure often caused the patient to choke to death before the worm could even be caught. And you might be wondering why this was so popular, but remember, this was a time when people ingested mercury and bathed in arsenic, so this kind of thing was par for the course.
Did we see that, right? Because we eat just tapeworms? That is disgusting, bro. I wasn't mentally prepared for these 58 seconds. The same. Doctor, wow, this looks bad. Here's some cocaine, bro. Exactly. Worst ways people have died in Final Destination. Not gonna lie, I've never seen the movie. I really should because, bro, people be referencing a lot. Harry Malawazanski, flying flagpole. Wow, impaled right through the chest. Oh my gosh. Oh, and it just kept going down. Okay. Yeah, so what was covered, basically, yeah, she bent the other way. You know how you can, like, bend forward? You imagine she bent the other way, but, like that, bruh.
The worst ways to die in history.
Let's get it.
Episode 1. Scaphism, aka the boat.
Oh my gosh, I know what this is. Let's watch
In
it.
ancient Persian execution
This is
methods,
crazy.
scaphism is legendary as being one of the most awful ways
So
to kill a human
crazy,
being in
bro.
history. And it starts simply enough. Tie a person between two boats. The individual is then force-fed a mixture of milk and honey, which is then also smeared all over their face, hands, and feet, before the boat is kicked out onto a stagnant lake or body of water, leaving them exposed to the sun. As the individual begins to suffer from exposure, flies, wasps, and other parasitic insects, attracted to the sweetness of the honey mixture, will begin to settle, sting, and feast on the flesh of the exposed victim in the boat. The process of force-feeding and applying the honey mixture is repeated every day the man survives. At the same time, his belly, distended as it is with milk and honey, will eventually excrete. The putrid collection of honey and bodily fluids breeds swarms of worms and intestinal parasites from the stagnant water. Thus the victim...
Do you know how disgusting that is, bro? Words just do not give it justice, bro. Really, think about it. You're stuck in like a barrel into the lake of like a nasty swamp. Flies all over you. I already have a fear of bugs, so that just adds on top of it. Flies, wasps, parasites, nasty, whatever, frogs. They just crawl on you. Ants. Oh my gosh. And you cannot do anything. Why they just nibble away. And what's even worse? Where's the bathroom? You're taking a dump right there. The milk and honey. Bro, people are lactose intolerant. So you know what that means?
Victim lying in the boats, their flesh rotting away in their own filth and devoured by worms, dies a lingering and horrible death.
That's so disgusting, bro. Nah. Hell's empty and all the devils are here. William Shakespeare. Yeah, honestly, bro. Like, I'd rather, like, just have a quick death than do... Obviously have a quick death, but, bro, that's just crazy.
The worst ways to die in history. Episode 6. The breaking wheel.
What's
Practiced
this?
primarily in Europe, the wheel has been used to hurt people since ancient times all the way up to the 19th century. Reserved for those convicted of serious crimes, you were really not in for a good time if you were sentenced to being broken on the wheel. The victim would be taken to the top of some publicly erected scaffolding and tied fast to the floor, their body slightly raised from the ground, with wooden blocks positioned directly under their joints. A wooden wheel would then be repeatedly dropped upon the limbs of the
Oh
restrained
my... Okay.
prisoner, breaking their bones limb by limb. The goal of the first part, yes there's multiple parts, was mutilation, not death. So care was taken to ensure the victim would survive this part of the process, working from the feet upwards. The second part is where things get a bit
68 broken bones later.
twisted. With the limbs now broken, the victim can now be effectively braided into the spokes of the wheel.
Did he really say braided? We gotta realize, like, since pretty much we're flimsy now, or this guy's flimsy, bro can just like, oh my... Yo, let's just move
Before
on.
being tethered to a mast and hoisted into the air and left for the buzzards. If If you survived all this, and you fell from the wheel, it was considered divine intervention from God. All your crimes would be forgiven, and the locals would be obliged to give you medical treatment, though you likely wouldn't be running any marathons anytime soon.
What the heck, bro? Like, what the heck is this, bro? We are so scary. They took care. 68 broken bones later. And this is like in the medieval time, so like, yeah, their medicine, it was dog poop. And yeah, there you guys have it, bro. These are the most embarrassing ways to die for sure. And also, yo, peep the background, y'all. I am in a very cool hotel, the Japanese hotel. Yeah, there you guys have it. If you guys want to see more content like this, click this video here, bro.